which is June. It is Pride Month, yes. But there's a lot of Pride Month content out there. Right?
Yeah, well, a lot. And remember, corporations only sell Pride stuff to get your money. They don't actually care.
You think Apple cares about...
Apple don't give a fuck.
Apple doesn't give a shit. You think Target really cares?
No.
You think Starbucks really cares? Like, for and I'm going to say this, for a party that is all about eating the rich and fuck the rich and tax the rich and this the rich.
They sure
and
do
that,
give corporations a lot of fucking money.
A lot of fucking money. A lot of money. Like it's almost ridiculous. And it's kind of laughable in a way too. Because you're giving all these guys money, all these guys and gals out there money, and they don't give a shit. They don't. But corporations are important. We do need them. I will say that.
And now we get into men's mental health.
Men's mental health. Did you know that it started in 1994? Yeah, I didn't know that either. Did you even know there was a men's mental health month?
Nope.
Before this year?
Because fuck men.
Fuck men.
Down with the patriarchy.
Men's mental health awareness month, whatever the hell you want to call it, started in 1994. So I was interested. I was like, you know what? I'm going to look up the history of it, kind of see what happens. I went to the website. And it was the UNC School of Medicine. And I shit you not, this is the only thing that was on there. One sentence. And it says men are less likely than women to seek help for depression, substance use, and stressful life events due to social norms.
Yep.
Downplaying symptoms and reluctance to talk.
And I will blame that on our older generation of men.
But that's the only quote. That's literally the only thing on that website.
You want to know what I found? I found something.
Fucking pissed me off.
I found a bunch. You know men are more likely to fucking commit suicide?
So I did find some statistics.
I found it on, guess what?
There are...
Men's Health National.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There are 5 things that men lead in. It's depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, psychosis, and schizophrenia, and eating disorders. That kind of threw me off. I didn't think most men...
and 35% for binge eating.
35% of those are with binge. So remember, eating disorder is not just you don't eat so you can be skinny. It can also mean that you're obese, right? Like, 19.1 million American adults between the ages of 18 to 54 have some form of an anxiety disorder, and 3,020,000 men experience a panic disorder. Agoraphobia? I don't know. Agoraphobia?
You know, Cassie got mad because we couldn't pronounce medication in the previous one. She was like, it's not that.
We're not nurses, Cassie. Or any other phobias. Men are just terrible with that. Over 6 million men suffer from depression yearly, and it often goes undiagnosed. Symptoms men are likely to report including irritable, loss of interest in hobbies or work, and fatigue.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to pull out... I have a huge statistics chart.
Did you know that men's suicide rates are 4 times higher than women's?
I wouldn't doubt it.
4 times higher.
That's why you need to check on your homies. Make sure they're okay. Like,
yeah.
Don't be one of those guys that are like, oh, you cry? You're a pussy. Oh, you want to talk about your feelings? You're a bitch. Like, that's not what it means to be a man. Like, it's not at all. Like, it's because of our freaking grandfathers, great-grandfathers, that we all have this warped perception of what it means to be a man. Because they were like, oh, I'm not going to cry around you, son. I'm not going to tell you I love you.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's important for men to be leaders.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially in relationships. And even friend relationships. There's times where we go somewhere and we're like, Javi, what are we doing? Right? Even when it's you and I.
Yeah.
And there's times where it's the other way around. And I think it's important that men show a leading position. And I'm not saying that all CEOs have to be men or all form of leaders have to be men. It's not what I'm saying. But it's important for men to have to take that step forward when it comes to certain things. We forget. We have this warped perception of like history, right? Mm-hmm. We went to the moon because of men and women, right? Men were leading it.
Yeah.
But women were also there too. we forget like the light bulb was invented by a man.
iPhones invented by a man.
Invented by a man. You know
the
what I mean?
atomic bomb invented by a man.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
the B-17 bomber invented the B-2 flying spear. Not really.
Oh god.
Just the Abram. Nah.
We forget that penicillin was invented by a man. You know
the
what I mean?
AK-47, Nikolai Kalashnikov. The AR-15, Eugene Stoner.
Kentucky bourbon made by a man.
This table, made by a man.
This table was made by a man. But we forget those things, right? And we try to knock men down for it.
Bro, men knock each other down.
They do. Men do knock each other down.
Because for some reason we all have this weird perception of, oh, I gotta be alpha male over my friends. Or, I gotta be big dick. No, bro, shut the fuck up. You should be there with your friends, enjoying each other's company. You need to be there for your friends.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's important to be there for your friends. Like, it's really, really important. And that's the whole thing about mental health, right? Like, mental health is increasingly important, because now of the things that we have and the things that are there, like when it comes to like social media and when it comes to, how easy and accessible it is to get pornography. Like, we forget that the way, it deceives people in pornography, the way, what happens, you know, when these guys that lock themselves in those rooms and that's all they do.
Bro, porn is so bad for your mental health. It's bad for your relationships. Mm-hmm. It's bad for your mental health. It's bad for a number of things. And I agree with you. Men need to move away from watching porn because it's like, if you're in a relationship with someone, it's going to harm your relationship with that person. If you're like, have work and you have an addiction, porn's going to take precedence over you going to work. Yeah. Like, it fucks your life.
Yeah, it does.
And then you think, oh, like, that's how our relationships are. Mm-hmm. Like, especially if at a young age you're watching porn.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, well, it's all about sex, bro. It's all it's about. Like, that's not what it's all about. Like, you lose that intimacy instead of it's just like, well, I'm here to get it, you know?
Yeah. And I agree, right? Like, it's, and it's a problem. It's a real problem. And it changes your perception in things, and it changes the way you look at things. And
real quick, if you go on OnlyFans and pay for porn, you're a bitch. You, right there, I'm talking to you. You're a bitch for paying for fucking girl. You're a simp and a bitch for paying for girls on OnlyFans. Don't do it. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Don't do it.
Put that money somewhere else. Why are you making these girls millionaires? Like, what is going on where you need to pay? Oh, I know her. I want to see what she looks like naked. Like, bro, that's not it. That's not it, dude.
It's not.
Stop. Please. Go. Please stop. Call your homies. All right.
Like, there's so much. There's so much more where your money could go. You know what I mean? There's so many better places your money can go.
Instead of in a girl's pocket so she can go to Italy.
Take your homie out for a dinner.
Yeah, bro.
That $35 you're spending a month on, you know, and when me, Hunter, and Chris were really close, we did this for a few months where we would pick a restaurant and we'd go eat. It'd just be us three guys. We go, we sit down and we eat. And you know what? Some of the best conversations were there. Some of the best conversations we have are just you and I sitting at the cigar shop. Mm-hmm. And then we run across the street and go to Taco Bell.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, some of the best, like, you're missing out on these key
with the
moments,
homies.
man. Yeah, you know what I mean? And put the video games down every now and then. Don't get me wrong. I love playing a good video game every now and then. I love it. I enjoy it. I don't think video games are like, I think excessive use of video games will hurt you. You know what I mean?
Or if you're bonding with the homies, okay.
Yeah, or if you're playing with your friends, you know what I mean? But even at that, it should be limited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There should be times where you and the homies are getting together and you're chilling out in the backyard.
But it's not just fucking video games.
Chilling out in the backyard, you know, you're having fun. You're, you know what I mean? Like, it's so important to do those things. And family. Family is so fucking important. Dude. So important.
Real quick. If you watch hentai, you're fucking weird. Like on another level of weird.
Okay, one of my high school friends, you want to know what his reasoning for hentai was?
What?
Because there's no imperfection on those girls. He doesn't want to see real life girls because they all have imperfections. I was like, bro, that's wild.
Damn. That is crazy.
Hot take. But that's anyway, crazy. I agree with you. Because it's like, And if you don't have family, go make friends.
Family doesn't mean blood.
Yeah, 100%.
That is something that I'll always fight tooth and nail. Family does not mean blood in any sort of way. Family it's different. It's a connection with people. It is I know that if I was on the side of the road and I needed help and I needed to change my tire and I called Javi would be there.
Shit, when he got in his accident, he was like, I just got in a new accident, I'll call you back. I was calling Sean.
Yeah,
I was like, is he
Sean.
alive?
Yeah.
Is he alive?
He kept calling me while I was still out there waiting for the cops. I was like, I'm fine. I will call you back when I get home. You know what I mean? Like it's so important to have those things. Because again, family does not mean blood. You do not have to be blood to be considered family at all in any sort of way.
And don't be afraid to tell your friends you love them.
Yeah.
Like, let's say your dad never told you he's proud of you, never told you he loved you. Don't follow that example. Don't be one of those dickhead men who think what it means to be a man is to not show emotion, to not show the people around you care about them and you love them.
Yeah.
Don't be one of those guys.
It's important as a man to know that there were times and places to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think about times where I've lost family members, right? Where I've lost family members and you don't want to break down then and there.
Yeah.
Right? I think about like when we lost my great grandmother. I didn't want to break down and cry because I wanted to be there for my mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Because that wasn't the time and place yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My focus was on making sure my mom was okay. Making sure my grandmother, right, who that was her mom, was okay. You know what I mean? And I think that's the important thing. And one of the hardest things about being a man is that you have to know that, and again, there's a time and a place for it, right?
But don't bottle up your emotions.
You don't have to bottle them up. You have to find people that you are comfortable to talk with. And I think talking about these things are so important. And that's part of the reason why me and Javi's relationship got so good. We started smoking cigars once a week.
Mm-hmm.
We started sitting down and, how was your week? I'm like, fuck, dude. Let me tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Or, you know what? This week was really fucking great. This is what I did. And how many times have we sat there and Javi, dude, I'm so fucking proud of what you're doing, dude. You're doing good shit, dude.
Or like, even if I doubt myself, I'll talk to him about it. Or like, if you're close with your dad, reach out to your dad, talk to him.
Yeah.
Your dad should not be the guy that you're afraid to talk to about your feelings. That is not a good father-son relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, my dad's always done this thing where, like, he knows something's going on, right? Because we're close. I see my parents all the time.
Yeah.
Obviously. What do you call it? But my dad will be like, don't forget, everything you're doing, I've already done. Talk to me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, fuck, man, like, I gotta talk to this guy, right? Like, 'cause
Bro,
he's been there.
Yeah, exactly. I'll even call my dad just randomly and be like, hey, Dad, I'm thinking about buying this. What do you think? He's like, God damn it, another one?
Well, like when I was looking at selling the humidor, I called my dad. He was like, I don't know, do whatever. I was like, Dad, I didn't call you for I don't know. Like, I called you because I need your advice. You know what I mean? Or I'm looking to buy something, or I'm looking to, when we were in Vegas and we were talking about watches and stuff like that. I know it's my money. You know what I mean? I know that I can put my money on whatever.
Yeah.
And I know my dad's really not going to care. You know what I mean? What I spend my money on, as long as my bills and everything are aligned.
Yeah.
But he's going to tell me, you know, like, I look for him for guidance. Plus, because my dad's phenomenal with fucking money. My dad is just, the way his brain works in dollars is fucking staggering. My dad saves his ice. You've seen it. Have you not seen him?
Kind of.
Have you not seen the bags of ice he has?
In the freezer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them, but I just thought that was like from...
Nope. He saves them. He saves bags of ice. Because he's like, why am I going to go pay a fucking... The only time he'll throw the ice out is if he kills a deer. If he kills a deer and it gets bloody, he'll take it out. He'll throw out the ice. But he's like, why am I going to go spend $2 on a 10 bag of ice every time I'm going to go hunting if I'm going every fucking week? And you buy 6 bags of ice. No, sorry. You buy 3 bags of ice, right? $6. And you buy that once a week during hunting season?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're talking about some money here now. You know what I mean? I'm going to do that every single year. No, he's like, no, fuck that. Like, why would I do that? You know what I mean? But it's those things.
Might as well just buy an ice maker, but all right.
He thought about buying an ice maker for a long time, but even at that, he's like, why? If I can
just say, yeah.
If good point, I spend $6 on this ice and it sits there.
Good point.
He doesn't use all of the freezer space, so he just puts the ice in there. Crazy. And it's an ice, and it's a freezer he already had because he used it for deer. And then he outgrew that freezer and he got another freezer. So he's like, I'll just put the ice in there. Crazy, dude. Mind boggling. But, you know, talking to my dad too, like even talking about things going on, because life has been kicking me in the dick recently. Been kicking my ass. And, you know, talking to him and going through those things, that's when he was like, you know, don't like, trust me. Like, I've been through this shit. Talk to me. I think it's so important to have family, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
And again, family doesn't mean blood.
Like, I've even, like, asked my dad, like, did your dad ever tell you, like, you know, he loved you or he's proud of you? And my dad was like, I can literally tell you how many times he has.
Damn.
That's how, like, little it
Yeah.
was. It's like, fuck, man. Like, these the older generation, like our grandfathers, because of, I like to call it, like, the Hispanic culture, like the machismo culture.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I ain't gonna tell my kids I love them. Well, especially my boys. I'm not gonna tell them I love them. Not gonna tell them I'm proud of them. I'm just gonna be a fucking asshole all the time. Because that's what my dad did to me. And that's what his dad did to him. And it's like, you don't create good men that way. You create men that are assholes, that when they have sons, it's just gonna continue. Where they're gonna be like, why the fuck am I gonna tell my son I'm proud of him or I'm happy?
Yeah.
And then you're going to create that doubt at a young age for those kids. And your boys are going to have insecurities. They're going to have issues because they don't know how to properly develop or explain or how to internalize certain feelings.
Yeah.
So they're going to react extremely bad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just fucked. Like, Sean, what do you see at school, like, with young men's mental health? What I mean by that is, are a lot of guys like, oh, bro, you're a fucking bitch if you do this or that?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I mean, like, most of the time you never really see a lot of guys talking about what's happening. And I mean, like, I don't really see a lot of guys ever go to, like, their counselors and talk to them about stuff like that. It's really everybody just stays to themselves.
Yeah, and they bottle it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then do you ever see any guys, like, just explode with rage all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody that plays football.
Yeah. I guess that's one way to take it out, right?
Yeah, honestly.
You know, and that's just the thing is like,
oh, and if you're a dad that hits your kids, you can go fuck yourself.
Actually, that's...
Beats their kids or spanks them?
Beats.
Yeah.
Spanking's different.
Spanking's different. I will agree with that. I'll agree with that.
Because
get my ass
they're doing it fucked.
Okay.
That's what you said.
I said whoops.
That's another problem. That's another problem we'll get into.
Because you got to think about it like, most of the time when your parents discipline you, they're doing it out of a place of love. Because they don't want you to do that.
And
they
experience.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
they don't
like
want you to end up a certain way. They want you to be on the straight path. They want you to be a good individual for society.
Yeah, and that's so important. And I think that it's important to have, you know, everybody says you have to have a hobby to bond over and stuff like that, but I don't think you do.
Just hang out with your dad.
Just hanging out with them. You know what I mean? Go.
And don't be with one of those kids that are like, my dad's a square. I don't want to go fishing. When you get older and your dad starts getting older, you're going to be like, fuck, like, I regret not doing this, or I regret not spending time with my dad, because it's going to, we're going to get like heavy right here. Your parents are going to die at some point. They are no longer going to be on this earth. So get as much information, spend as much time as you can with them so that you create those good memories.
Yeah.
Because if you don't create those good memories now, you can never outrun time.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Create those memories, have good times.
You can be the richest man in the world.
Never happened.
But there's one equalizer, and that's time.
Exactly.
It's time. Don't get me wrong, right? Grind it. Grind out life. Work your ass off. Become that millionaire. Become that successful man. Become that successful woman.
Take care of yourself. Like, yes, go and find friends and, you know, hang out. But also, don't just be like a fat fuck and like just sit on the couch every day.
I feel attacked.
Living. I'm staring at you.
Yeah, right.
And like, don't be
Touch grass.
Yeah.
Touch grass. Get outside. Like
cut grass. You know.
Yeah,
maybe.
cut grass. Cut grass. Like get outside and you know what? Like, and we're talking about men, right? Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of great memories of my mom.
Yeah, for sure. But this is a
men's mental health, right? Some of the greatest memories I have of me and my dad are me and my dad at the ranch.
100%.
Where we didn't have any phone service. You know, it was times where we didn't have electricity. We didn't have water. We don't have those problems anymore.
I have those problems.
But it was, like those are some of the best memories I have.
100%.
You know what I mean? And I sit down and I think about them sometimes and some of the crazy shit we did out there. Some of the stupid shit that we did out there, but even some of the crazy shit we did here at home, like cutting down a pecan tree with a scissor lift. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's those funny stories that you remember, dude, that just make me fucking like to this day, like my dad, like what the fuck were we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I always remember whenever I'd go help my dad with like his job or like we're at the ranch or something, then randomly I'll be in the car like a fucking crazy person driving home and I'll remember a memory and I go like start laughing about it and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's so important. It's so important to have a good group of guys, and like if you're a guy, you need to spend time with other guys.
Yeah, 100%.
You have to. And don't be at a club.
Yeah, no.
Don't always do it at a bar.
Go somewhere quiet where you and your friends can sit down and talk. Yeah,
you gotta talk.
Don't be afraid. If you have that friend in the friend group who makes fun of you for your emotions, he's not a fucking friend.
Nope.
He's a bitch, and he shouldn't be in your friend group.
Yeah.
Like if you're that guy, fuck you.
Yeah.
All right. It's not our fault that you're fucking dad, right? Like basically.
Yeah. Like there are times that we have. I think all of us have seen each other at our lows.
100%.
And pretty low.
Yeah.
And it's always been not out of judgment, but there are times where you have to look at your friend and tell him you are fucking up.
I do that all the time.
You are fucking
because
up.
You need to be a good enough friend with your friend. If your friend is truly your best friend, you have to be 100% honest with them. You cannot beat around the bush. You cannot always tell your good friends who you care about what they want to hear.
What they want to hear, yeah.
Because if you tell them that, they're always going to keep fucking up. Yep. They're not going to do what they need to do to get where they need to be.
Don't ever hate an honest friend.
Yeah.
Like friends that
it'll hurt.
Yeah.
It'll hurt for a little while. Like
Ricardo.
Because it's not fuck off.
I'm just kidding.
Like it's gonna be like it's gonna hurt. You know what I mean? Like there are things that you're gonna hear. And there are things that are going to be said that you don't want to hear.
No.
And that you're going to hurt when you hear it.
But, yeah, for sure.
But you have to hear it. You have to hear it sometimes, you know?
Sometimes you need somebody to tell you to get your shit together.
Yeah. And you have to, and it's not tearing each other down.
No.
It's not going, look, you're a piece of shit. It's not like that.
No.
It's Javi, dude, come on, man.
It's like,
I care about you. I love you. You need to do this.
We got to do this. And you know what? Every time me and Javi stop talking to each other or he's leaving the house, I'll tell him, love you, Javi, see you later.
Yep, exactly. Tell your friends you love them.
It's hard to even explain.
Yeah.
Because it's a connection that, like I could call Javi at 3:00 in the morning if he fucking answers. I could call him at 3:00 in the morning, and be going through it, and I know he'll sit and talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or I know I can call my dad, and my dad will sit and talk. And my dad looks like he'll fucking tear bark off a goddamn tree. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's a fucking guy's guy. You know what I mean? And my dad will always be one of my heroes. Forever. You know
as
what I mean?
Everyone's dad should be. They should be your hero.
You have to remember that there are certain times we forget that we are watching our parents grow up.
Yeah. 100%.
We forget that.
And they're going to make mistakes.
And they're going to make mistakes. And there are going to be things.
What? Holy fuck.
We forget that.
Yeah.
Because we look at them and we think that they have all the answers. But look at us. Do we have all the answers?
No.
But
this does. No, I'm
just
kidding.
Right?
I'm just kidding.
But even at that, there's certain answers that doesn't have.
No.
And there's moral answers that it doesn't have.
Yeah.
And not even moral. There are like emotional answers that those don't have. And sometimes you have to take these, you have to do these things that are going to make you uncomfortable and things that you may regret for the rest of your goddamn life.
And yeah, like people act like their parents don't regret shit they did.
Me and my dad were talking the other day, right? And I'm 26. He was 26 when he's 42. So what's 26 minus 42? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had me when he was 18. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Your dad's 42?
I might be lowballing it. Man, did I say 42?
Yeah.
No, my dad's older than that. He's a little bit older.
No, he's 42. No, he's 43.
43 maybe?
43.
Anyways, when my dad was 26, like, I have memories of my dad when he was 26. Because that's how far we are in age. We're 18 years apart. Right? Yeah, because my dad had me when he was 18, so we're 18 years apart. Exactly. Put that into perspective. Like,
holy fuck.
Like, I think about the decisions I make. How do I expect him to make, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he had a kid.
He had a kid.
He had to figure it out.
You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, our parents do things and we might think like, what the fuck kind of decision is this? But they don't know.
They're growing up.
They're growing up.
And they're still going to make mistakes even when they're old.
Even when they're old, they're going to do things and say things. Because this is the first time he's been in his 40s. He hasn't been in his 40s before. He hasn't been in his 30s before. He hasn't been in his 20s before. This is his first time. And it's hard. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to, and it's crazy to, I see your mind going right now.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy to think about that.
It is, because it's like, you don't think they regret that for the rest of their life? Like, why did I fucking do that? Now they're going to look at me like this, or now they're not going to trust me, and shit like that.
You know what I mean? And that's where we lose that. And people start, you know, hating their parents, or they start hating their fathers and stuff like that. But we forget that they are growing up.
Yep.
What we're going into this, I don't know, air raid attack or whatever.
Oh my God, it's Joe Biden and the FBI.
Yeah. They're coming to get us now. What do you call it? But we forget that. And I think that's important. And I think men's mental health is important.
Very.
Moral of the story. Get close to your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Get close
if
to your
dad isn't there, find a father
find
figure.
father figures.
Or your friend.
Or friends. Back it up with friends. And good friends. Good friends. Not friends that are going to go. And you know what? I can't say best friends because I don't even talk to many of them anymore. But like, the friends I hung out with in college, my first year of college, when I lived in a dorm, we may have been partaking in underage drinking, but we always had a DD.
Yeah, smart shit.
And I'll never forget this time. We all went out to a club, and Tommy was this huge white boy, dude. Huge white boy. And he was always our DD because he didn't really like to drink too much. And he was a like stone cold DD, like wouldn't do anything, right? And one time, this girl that was in our group, had gotten intoxicated and was like, oh, I'm going to leave with him. Talking to somebody else. Tommy was like, no, you're leaving with us. You came with us. You're going to get back in the car with us and you're going to go with us. And the guy was like, nah, man, like she wants to go with us. Like, let her go with us. Like, yada, yada, yada. And he was like, no, she's going to leave with us. And she was fighting him. And Tommy's this big fucking football player, right? He's a fucking lineman, right? So this is a big boy. And all I remember was Tommy picking her up, like literally almost throwing her over his shoulder, walking out. Threw her in the car, and she was complaining.
Intoxicated.
She's intoxicated. She can't. She's
Consent.
Not to mention, we're all fucking 19, right? 18, like going to these clubs and stuff like that. But like it's shit like that. You know what I mean? Like you have to find a friend group like that.
Mm-hmm. Who cares about you?
Who cares about you? Who cares about you? And the things that, and there are going to be times where, you're pissed off at each other.
It's normal.
It's normal.
It's
a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not, and it's not your boyfriend girlfriend relationship, even though those same things happen. It's not that kind of relationship. But even that relationship, like you're still going to get those.
Yeah.
There's going to be times where you're pissed off with each other, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Life is so much more important than that. There's so many more things.
Like, don't argue over stupid shit.
Yeah, there's so many more important things out there to take care of. And the other thing is that when you do something that pisses each other off, and you do something that makes you mad, squash it.
But have a third friend so they can be intermediate, so it doesn't turn into a screaming match.
Sometimes you gotta have screaming matches, though.
Yeah, but then but us men, we just double down.
We do double down. And sometimes we say shit, we do shit that
it
just doesn't make sense at the time, but we're men. We make these mistakes and these decisions, but again, we're all just growing up. Mm-hmm. We're all growing up, and even when we're 90 and gray and old, we're still not going to have all the answers.
Nope.
We're not. But
unless
it's important.
Elon Musk puts in our brain.
Yeah, right? But it's important. But that's the thing that a computer will never have.
Emotions and feelings.
Never. It's never going to have, like true, what can't God mess with? I'm blanking right now. What can't God mess with? There's only, goddamn.
Yeah, I may have went to private school my whole life, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, God can't mess with like choosing. What is it called?
Oh, you mean like
why am I blanking here?
You have free will.
Free will. You can't mess with free will, right? And the computer will never be able to understand free will.
Nope.
Never. Any AI will never be able to truly understand free will. And that's why, like, they're talking about using them in like cases now, right? Because you can put all the information in, it's going to pop out an exact answer. Mm-hmm. There's no free will. But it's super important. Get a group of friends. Yep. And get a group of guys. If you're a man, right? We're talking about men's mental health right now. It's important for everybody to have good friends, but it's important for men to have good friends. Have good friends. Javi watched me and my brother argue for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was like the last episode.
Over TikTok videos.
Yep.
But I would die for this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like there are small things that we argue about and we bitch about and we complain about and we do all these things.
Sean's crying behind the camera.
Right. It's the cigar smoke. There's all these things that we bitch and we cry and we moan about, but there's so many more important things in life. Mm-hmm. So many more important things in life. And it may stop you. It may get you down for a little while and you may be out of it. But it's important as not only men, but that we pick each other up.
Yep.
Pick each other up. Keep going. There's things we got to do. We got to get back to that grind.
100%.
We got to get back to that pushing it. And we got to keep going. We got to keep going. There's too little time in life. Too little time. To be able to sit and bitch and complain about minute things.
Yep. I'm trying to learn that.
You know? No, he is. He'll call me sometimes and tell me something. I'm like, Javi, fuck him. Who cares?
I'm like, that's not the point. It's the principle.
I get that. Who cares about one of the greatest things that my dad always like stuck in my mind was don't sweat the shit you can't control.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, you're running late for work, you're in traffic, you get pissed off. Is that going to make the traffic go any faster?
No.
No. You're already fucking late. Yeah. You're already fucking late. You know what I mean?
Might as well stop and get breakfast.
Might as well go back home.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, but like, don't sweat the shit you can't control.
Yeah.
You can't control it.
No.
It's going to happen either way. With your consent or not, it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes you just have to roll with those things.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that with that, we're done.
Yeah, we're good.
I think that's the end of our episode, guys. Guys and gals out there. So as always, we love sitting down and talking with you. I hope this episode's not too long. Nah, it'll be like an hour and 30 minutes. It won't be too long. We hope that you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. If you get anything from this, be a proud American. Mm-hmm. Have your friends' backs and sit down and talk about it. How'd you like your cigar?
Oh, it was good. Honestly, yeah? I'd buy more.
Yeah, I like this cigar too. This is one of the only LCAs that I liked that Pravada dropped.
Yeah,
they were good for a while. Just kind of dropped down. What do you give it? 1 out of 10.
Give it an 8.
Yeah, 8. Oh wow, that's pretty fucking good. I give this like a 7. Like a 7. Yeah. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's not terrible. I'm gonna give it like a 6 or 7, maybe 6.5 then. 6.5. Good cigar. You find these cigars. Stop in, go to Club Humidor, pick out some cigars. And you know what? Club Humidor is a great place to go sit down with some friends.
Yeah, exactly. It's
honestly a great place to go sit down with some friends, sit down, talk, unwind. You know, and that's part of the reason why we like cigars, because we were able to sit down, unwind. It's a meditation aspect behind it.
Yep, 100%.
Please like, comment, subscribe. Subscribing helps us out a ton. We're almost to those 100. Once we get 100, we're giving away 6 cigars. 6 cigars on YouTube. Once we get 1,000 subscribers on TikTok, we're giving away 10 cigars you can't find, Hobby.
Yep,
Can't find these
100%.
anymore.
Good luck.
I had to dig in the back of my... I was halfway in my humidor. I had to dig these out, man. They've been back there.
Yeah, like that eye doctor in Mexico.
Yeah, exactly, right? We hope you're proud Americans. We hope you become proud Americans again. We hope that you be there for your friends. And with that, we're out of here. See you later. Oh,
Bye.
Wait. Next time we're having Zach and Joe on.
We should be having Zach and Joe. If
Zach
we
and
don't,
Joe should
we're
be
going to talk
coming
about back rooms.
If Zach and Joe don't come on next time, we're going to talk about Zach and Joe is what we're going to talk about. No, we love them. But that's who should we have on next time. If not, we're going to do back rooms.
But we might just do 4th of July.
Oh, that's right. We have 4th of July coming
Yeah.
up. Actually, next episode's probably going to be a 4th of July episode. So if you see me in a red, white, and blue, baby, it's because I'm proud.
But you're wearing the American flag and
I'm proud.
Man, fuck those people.
And I'm proud to be... No, I'm just fucking... We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.